I want to bring on the expert in this area. A trichologist is a person that knows everything there is about hair, scalp, and how it is to be treated and to be healthy. She has over 48 years of experience as a stylist and an educator across the country. She's actually the founder of the Spectrum International Beauty Expo happening this March, COVID willing. Our friend, my sister, my business partner, and our trichologist, Doris Mosley. Are you out there?
Yes, I am. I am out here and I am excited to be out here because of things that are happening every day, especially with Wakanda. They want to make sure that we stay on top of our game, and they are definitely staying on top of their game. And I'm here to share with you guys about the epidemic. You know, we know about the pandemic, but I want to share with you about the epidemic and what is happening. We are in an epidemic of hair loss. I mean, there are 100 million or more people who are losing their hair. And what kind of is very serious, not only about hair loss, weight loss. So we want to make sure that we maintain our, our hair. So what is happening? The first product that came into Wakanda was hemp powered hair. And I just want to make a little report on mine. You guys remember if you was on early weeks, I had an ugly fall and lost some of my hair in the back. I went to my dermatologist and she told me, Doris, it looks like it's coming back through. So I'm excited. That means my follicle was not damaged. And if it was, we have the hemp powered hair that's going to help repair that. If they're not dead, she said that the hair should be coming back because I can see the little pores. So I was excited about that. And I'm going to take monthly pictures because hair grows anywhere from a 4 to a half an inch a month. So there's no sense in me taking pictures every day. But I am going to journal it and I will show you guys as it comes in. And I am consistent. So our hemp powered hair has several different certified oils in it that the chain together that help and make this possible. And the first one I like to talk about is our black seed oil. Our black seed oil helps get rid of that itchy scalp. Now, sometimes our scalp gets so itchy that we just pick up anything and start digging at there in it. And that's not good because your follicle is a zero point 0.3 centimeters beneath the epidermis, and you could easily damage that follicle. So we want to make sure that we are using our hemp powered hair. So the black seed oil that's in there can help eliminate that. Then we have our rosemary oil. Rosemary oil is what actually help block out the DHT. And DHT is what destroys the follicle because it takes all of its nutrients away. And if you're not getting nutrients, what are you getting? You end up getting death. Just like if we don't get what we need. And one thing we do need that a lot of us don't do is drink a lot of water. We got to hydrate our body. And then we have cinnamon. Cinnamon get rid of those free radicals. It's an antioxidant. We have free radicals that are running around just causing havoc to our body. That is one of the things, that's cinnamon's job, is to help get rid of that. So we got to make sure, again, it doesn't matter how beautiful your hair look now, and I said right on if it does, but you want to make sure you continue to use something that's going to keep it beautiful because as we age, things start to change. Then we have our peppermint. Peppermint is one of my favorite because what it does, it stimulates the blood circulation. And what happens when you stimulate the blood circulation? The blood is what nourishes all of our cells in our body. So we want to make sure that the cells are being stimulated so the blood is getting in there in a timely manner because that is the one thing that happened through the process of hair growth. It's in this anagen stage, and that's where the blood is really strong. Then it goes to the catagen stage and start to lose the blood. It gets over into the telogen stage, is where we have fallout. And that's where we have shedding. Shedding is normal, but when it gets to be excessive, like telogen and fluvian, that's not normal. And that's where clove come in at. Clove is our oil that helps minimize shedding. We're going to shed anywhere from 50 to 100 strands a day, but it could becomes more, then that's not good. Like hair on your shoulders, hair in the shower, hair in the shampoo bowl, excessive. That's not good. So clove is one of the oils that help get rid of excessive shedding. Then we have moringa. Moringa is our oil there that helps the overall health of the body. If you have a healthy body, you can only have healthy outcome. That's just how it is. Healthy skin means healthy hair because hair is an appendage of skin, so are your nails. Then we have our lemon. Lemon oil is an antiseptic, and the antiseptic helps cleanse that scalp. You got to have those pores deep cleansed. You got to cleanse them. We do a scalp facial that help deep cleanse those pores, because if hemp powered hair can't get in, that means the toxin that's in the body can't get out, and that's important. Then we have omega-3. We have the wild salmon oil. Now, I love salmon, but I don't think I can eat enough on a daily basis to make this happen. So we have wild salmon oil is inside of our hemp powered hair, which is our omega-3s. It makes that hair shiny, it makes that hair stronger, and that's exactly what we need in the end. Then we have, of course, our CBD. CBD is the one thing that brings the body back into balance, and that is important, that the body is in balance. What Dr. Allen talked about, we got to know that it's important. We have receptors in our body that's looking for CBD, and that's important. So how do you use hemp powered hair? Hemp powered hair is used 3 times a week under the tongue. Why do you put it under the tongue? Because it gets into the body that much faster. Then you put it directly on the area that is challenged on the head, or if you need to drop a few drops all over and massage, but do upward massaging. When I put it on my challenge area, I really massage because I want to deep massage it in so it can do what it's supposed to do. And I always said all of those oils are like a chain. They lock together to make things happen. But you know what? We didn't just stop with hemp powered hair, because when I went to the CEO, Melissa, and I said, Melissa, we need to have a system here, a system, a SOS system, saving our strands. We need to really work from the outside in and the inside out. When you do the tincture of the CBD, we go in from the inside out. I said, we need to really work from the outside in. So today I wanted to talk to you about porosity. What is porosity? How many of you know what porosity really is? But porosity determines how much the hair will hold moisture and how much it will release. Now, we have 3 types of porosity. We have low porosity, meaning that the hair cuticle layer looks like shingles on a roof or scales on a fish bag. And if they are really tightly woven together, you have you have bad porosity, meaning nothing can get in and holler, nothing get out. But when you have medium porosity, you have where you can get things in as well as some come out. Now, when you have good porosity, that's not good because everything goes in and everything come out. And the way to share with you, think about a sponge. A sponge soaks up everything, okay? But when that sponge is dry, it's like rough. I always say it's like a cactus. So that's not good. In the middle is okay. It's pretty healthy because you can get things in. It's like color. When you do color on the hair, it is not, it causes a good porosity. And that's what you don't want, real good porosity, because it's not good for your hair. So I looked up one of the ingredients that's in our hemp, it's in our hemp powered hair and in our shampoo. All of our products have our CBD in it. But this is one thing that's focused on porosity, and that's our hydrolyzed wheat protein. See, hair is made of protein as well as moisture. And the hydrolyzed wheat protein is rich in amino acid, natural for hair care. It reduces hair porosity, and that's what you want. You want a product that's going to reduce that your hair porosity, because you don't want everything in and you don't want everything to come out. And that's when you're doing color, when you do relaxers, if you're doing relaxer or if you're doing permanent waves, all of that will affect the porosity of your hair. And also it makes the hair healthier, shiny, and easy to style. It helps maintain moisture. It reduces breakage, eliminate frizz, tangles, and make your hair appear fuller. And that's what you want. You want your hair to appear fuller, like say the young lady that we're looking at on the screen. You want to make sure that it minimizes the porosity, and that's what our shampoo does. It minimizes the porosity in the hair, and that's what you really want to do. You want to minimize the porosity in the hair. And then we have our detangler. Our detangler is another product that is just amazing as to what is happening with the hair. And when you're doing let's go back to the shampoo. When you're doing the shampoo, what you want to make sure that you cleanse properly. See, a lot of time we don't cleanse properly. We want to make sure that that happens because you want to get that top layer really clean. That is the cuticle layer. That's what brings on that natural shine. And with our renewing shampoo, that's what it does. Then we have our detangler. And I'm just going to share with you, our detangler has a rose flowered water, which is a mild astringent. It reduces oiliness and dandruff, anti-inflammatory. And I always reference to Dr. Rita because she talks about inflammation all the time because inflammation is not good. And then we have, it stabilizes our hair pH. Now, I don't know if you know what the pH should be of your hair, but anywhere between 4.5 and 5.5, that's where your pH lies. And that simply means the potential of hydrogen. It repair damaged porosity. And now to repair damaged porosity, it gets that hair more on the healthier side. Because if your hair is have really good porosity, before you shampoo, I want to give you a tip, is to use your oud oil to put on the hair first. And I would say leave it on for about 10 or 15 minutes before you shampoo. So what you're doing, you're going in there and you're building that hair, the health of that hair from the inside out. Because remember, if it's good porosity, that means that your cuticle is laying wide open or could be even missing. So that's what you want to do. And you also, during the conditioning part of it, you want to make sure that you towel dry the hair before you put your conditioner on. And that conditioner will also, if you have good porosity, it will go in there and help rebuild that cortex layer that's in there. So you want to make sure that you don't water it down by not towel drying. Then you have your styling cream. That's another plus for the hair when you're dealing with good porosity, medium porosity, bad porosity. Now you probably say, well, how do I know the porosity of my hair? How do I know where I lie? Do I lie in good? Do I lie in bad? Or do I lie in low? So let's do a test. Now, I would love to do this test on this Zoom, but I don't think you'll be able to see it, and it's a little time consuming too. But what I want you to do, shampoo your hair really good. Take a few strands of your hair. Take one from the top, the back, and the very back, the lower back, and take a strand or two from there. And I want you to get a glass of water, a clear glass, drop it in there. Now, if that strand stay on top, that means your porosity is really, really bad. That means you can't get nothing in. If it sinks to about midway of the glass, that means it's pretty good. Hair is pretty healthy. But if it goes all the way to the bottom, that means that it is wide open. It holds a lot of moisture. It takes longer to dry that head of hair, opposed to the medium or the low. It doesn't take as long to dry. But when you go down to the bottom, It takes a long time to dry that particular head of hair. Now, if you don't have that, I want you to take, you can do this right now, but the first thing you want to make sure the hair is clean and no product is on the hair when you do the water test. Now you want to take your hair, now you can do this while you're sitting watching the Zoom right now. Take your hair, pull down a few strands and run your fingers up the strand. If it's smooth, that means you have really porosity there is very bad. That means it's you can't get stuff in and can't get things out. But if you feel a little bumpiness, that's not bad. A little bumpiness meaning that you are medium. But if you feel a lot of bumpiness, a lot of broken pieces, then that means you have your porosity is real good, and that's not good. Okay. So I want you to do that test either with the water, glass of water, or just do it, while you're sitting and checking on your porosity, because things that cause you to have porosity like that, good porosity is doing chemicals on the hair, doing heat on the hair, all of those things. That's why it is so important, you guys, that if you don't have your SOS system, if you have not recommended the SOS system, it is important that you do that, simply because that will make a difference in the health of your hair. So do the test, do the test just on your natural hair, or just do the water test, because we have done so much damage to our strands simply because of lack of knowledge. So here we want to make sure that you have the knowledge that it takes to make it happen. Back to you, Captain.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that knowledge on porosity. I tell you, I was not showing any additional slides other than the SOS hair care system because Doris wanted to make sure that we understood that our products can address this. So I'm going to stop sharing so that people have an opportunity to ask both you and Annette. You got two professionals here today, ladies.
Yes.
So you have two for the price of one. So you can ask any of your hair care or technique questions of these two beautiful professionals. Again, congratulations, Annette, for joining the team and really growing your business. And congratulations to your customers because they're going to get a chance to really experience these products. So I'm excited for you. Um, Again, thank you so much, Doris, for your knowledge. Every single week, there's something that we learn new. And the knowledge that you give is like Black history. I tell you, the more you tell us, the more we realize that we need to know, right?
Exactly.
Um, so, any other questions, folks? We have them for a few more minutes. Any other comments, Annette or Doris, about porosity and how we can really take care of our hair? We're inside a lot now. We got that heat going on, that dry heat from our heaters or our fireplaces or some combination of the two. Um, are there any tips to make sure that we keep that moisture in our hair and how we should be sleeping or how we should be acting while we're inside?
I just like to say, if you are tying up your hair at night, please don't tie it up so tight that you cut off the blood circulation, slow down the blood circulation to the scalp, because that's very important. And to make sure that you are if you can get, well, right now it's winter, so you won't be able to go out a lot, but we always deprive ourselves of vitamin D. So you may want to take some vitamin D supplements right now through the winter, and in summer go out and get the natural vitamin D. But the main thing is to use your moisturizing conditioner that helps from the inside, from the with the shaft is really broken. It helps in that area, and your hemp powered hair, which helps from the inside out.
Awesome. Any other questions, comments? How much product should one use on their hair? Excellent question, Monica.
It all depends on how much hair you have. because with our moisturizing cream, it's a little jar, and a lot of people think, oh my God, this won't last that long, but you only need about a size of a pea, depending on the amount of hair that's on the head. You only need a small amount. You rub it together in your hand, which emulsifies it, and you run it through your hair and brush it in or comb it in before blow drying or styling, however you're going to style it. But you don't need a lot of product. That, to me, a lot of product is just wasting your product. You don't need a lot. And it get the shampoo have such good lavender properties without having this lower sulfate. That's the
Let me let me ask you to expand on that a little bit, Doris. For someone whose hair is your length, how much shampoo and conditioner would you use?
okay. It really depends on the buildup through the week that I have used on my hair. Okay, like the
Okay.
combs and the oil. But I would take probably once it's wet down really thorough, about the size of a quarter of shampoo in my hand, and I run it through. The first shampoo will lather good, but the second one with half of that amount will lather that much stronger.
I think that that's excellent point. So now you said about the size of a quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and then the first shampoo, the second shampoo, half of that. And this is
Half
for
of that,
someone with short hair like yours.
yes, half of that,
Excellent.
because you don't.
Um,
One thing about one thing about product, because Annette and I both taught school, so we had to really share with the students. You don't need a whole lot of product on the hair because you're just going to waste it. So we have to teach them at that stage how to conserve their product by knowing how much to use on any length of hair and the density of the hair. That will determine. But you want to make sure you get throughout the whole head, and you will learn as you go. But start out small. As Dr. Rita says, start slow.
Uh, I believe that Wakana's SOS product is going to help us rejuvenate the damage that was caused by some of the styles that were trending, and we're going to really help a lot of people get healthy hair, because healthy hair is the goal.
Exactly.
I agree. I'm putting this slide back up because one of our guests, Deborah, was wanting to know what the hair care system was. These are the 5 steps and products that are included in the hair care system as it comes in the kit. And this is the system that Doris is using to showcase how we have products that address porosity.
So good to know if they have shoulder length hair or longer. If you have shoulder length hair or longer, then you're gonna absolutely need to use more than I'm using, because you want to make sure you get all the way out to the ends of the hair for shampooing. And in rinsing, you want to make sure you rinse thoroughly, because a lot of people don't rinse properly. They
That's it.
they say, well, I'm gonna shampoo again, so I don't need to rinse it all. Yes, you need to rinse each rinse like it's your last rinse.
I
And
love you when you say that. I think about it every time now when I'm doing it. Another thing that you mentioned to me is about warm versus hot, lukewarm versus really hot water or cool water, how with it penetrating or as opposed to bouncing off of the
yes,
hair. So for
and
shoulder length hair, would you say that maybe a little bit less than a palm size?
no, you need a little bit. Yeah, you won't. You probably need. I would take it
Maybe
all the
two
way up
quarters,
to.
3/4?
I would take it up to say like about if you remember the 50 cent piece,
Yeah,
Mm,
two of those, and
two
just
fifty
work
seven.
it
Okay,
all the way down.
okay,
mhm,
gotcha.
Open up, and go all the way in.
mhm.
Right,
And
gotcha.
also, um, when you I just lost my thought, but anyway, a
On it
person
through.
has color treated hair. When a person have color treated hair, you want to use water that is tepid. You don't want to use hot water, because I want you to think about clothes. When it says in the clothes, use cold water when you got color clothes. And it's the same thing with your hair. You want to maintain not using hot water when you're shampooing color treated hair. And that's another thing. When you color treated hair have good porosity because you've already broken into that cuticle layer. And sometimes the cuticle layer become missing. That's why in conditioning, you want to, before you shampoo, get some of the oud oil and put it on. That way it's nourishing from the inside out, as well as hemp powered hair inside out. So you want to just go, you want to kind of protect because you've already lost some of that protective layer, which is the cuticle layer. So you're now trying to make sure you're protecting that cortex layer. So when you shampooing, you want to go inside that hair. If you got long shoulder length hair, you want to make sure that you go inside and bring it on down to the end, to the bitter end, and shampoo with the balls of your fingertip, not your nails. We all got nails now, but you want to make sure you're not going in there with your nails, disturbing that follicle possibly. Okay, so yeah, you want to make sure. You just want to make sure because the shampoo it has great lather without lauryl sulfate, and that's important because lauryl sulfate has the reputation of causing scalp irritation. It's not
Along with
carcinogenic.
those fingernails, you know, Doris, you have freed some people's minds because we have grown up with sit between my legs, let me scratch your scalp.
Yeah,
We
huh?
have grown up, we have grown up with if you getting your hair washed and she don't scratch your scalp, she ain't got it already clean. It ain't clean enough unless you scrub it.
Yeah,
You know, like you've been wallowing in a hole or something like that. But oh, I mean, scrubbing and hard. And I remember being at the hairdressers with my mom and her saying, "Go on and scrub it, girl. Get in there." You
yeah,
know,
because you
and
know
you're
what?
thinking that that's what they do. I'm a tender-headed person, so I was always one of these people like, "Ow, ow, ow, girl, please. That ain't nothing. Ain't no big deal. It's just my fingernail." You know, but you have freed up, I think, for a customer to go into a salon to understand that if your stylist is using their fingernails, ask them to please use the pads of their fingers because
Yes,
it's your scalp that they're irritating. It's
exactly,
not their fingernails. It's your
exactly.
scalp.
You know,
So,
I have found a couple of shampoo brushes that I
uh-huh.
want to eventually introduce to our CEO to see if it can come into Wakana and be a part of the system because we want to do everything we could to get this epidemic off of us for hair loss.
There
Mm.
you go. Oh, yeah, and
We
that
want to do that.
irritation of the
Yes,
scalp is huge.
exactly. It is not good. And
Wow.
most people grab anything to
Yeah, I mean a pen, a
yes,
pencil,
yes,
chopsticks, barrettes,
yes.
Oh,
paper clips,
Uh-huh.
scissors.
Metal
I have
comb.
seen people digging in their hair with all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
what about
And,
this?
and
Oh, the pat, 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 pat down. Yes.
yeah. And they
Oh
don't
my
realize that
goodness.
That,
that is
none of
not
that.
good. That is not good.
Michelle
Because
asks, is there anything that you can do to change the porosity of your hair?
change the porosity. Oh yes. Yes, our SOS system.
That's
It,
it?
yes, because in our shampoo we have the wheat protein that helps with the porosity of your hair. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
The which
Two
protein?
wheat protein in
The
our
wheat protein
shampoo
helps with the porosity of your hair. Awesome.
help
So
eliminate that.
it increases or decreases the porosity of your hair?
Decrease.
Decreases the porosity of your hair. That's
Decrease.
right. Okay.
And
Awesome.
our conditioner helps in it goes into those areas where it's broken. See it there when you're doing color, and I always go back to color because if you don't get a good color when you got good porosity, because it
Mhm.
comes right, go in and come right out. It rinses right out. Nothing
Wow.
to hold on to it. So yes, that's why I'm so when I tell you, I hope she's on this Zoom, Midland out of Florida, who's going to come aboard Eureka Team Friday. My cousin who goes to her, when I seen her from using our SOS system, I was like, oh my God, Alice, your hair is so beautiful. See, it doesn't matter how gorgeous your hair is before Wakana. You want to maintain that because as we age, things
Yeah.
change. Things change. So we want to maintain the density. We want to maintain the normalcy of our porosity. And we want to use a product that pH balance. And that's what our SOS system is about.
Wow.
I'm
Can you
excited
tell
about it.
us real quick, Doris, about oh my goodness, you mentioned about the two ingredients that are in our product that help with porosity. Can you tell us again quickly how to test our porosity with the water?
Oh, the water.
You want to get strands of hair from different areas of the hair because you got different textures over your head. It ain't all one texture over your head. So you want to get maybe a strand in the top, in the middle, back in the occipital area, and at the bottom. And you want to put it in a jar, a glass of water, clear glass so you can see it. If it stays on top, that means you have your cuticle layer is so tightly woven that it can't get in. So that means it's not going to soak up. It's not going to soak up any water because it's going to sit there, okay, like a ship out on water. Then if it's good, its porosity is pretty normal, which is healthy, it's gonna float maybe halfway down in the glass. But if it's good porosity, it's going all the way to the bottom because that's like that sponge I talked about. And when it's like a sponge, it soaks up everything. But when it's dry, and then it's shaking her head because she knows this is real. When it's dry, it's like a cactus.
That's right.
That's where you get breakage. That's where you get that frizziness. And you're not trying to tame that through product. Then you put so much product on the hair, you weighting it down so that won't pop back through. So that's why I said with our system, and I'm talking about our system, but not because I'm with the company. I'm talking about it because it worked. Okay, it works. And I had to use it to make sure because I didn't want to step out there on a limb and it break on me. The limb break is saying it does this, that, and it's not the truth. I went for truth. I wanted to test it. Melissa made sure I did before it went out. And we can change this thing if we just get on board, you guys, and share. This got to be a world household salon whole name. Wakanda. Wakanda. I mean, they're getting us healthy.
Yes.
They gotta get healthy too. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I'm so
It's
excited.
helping with my anxiety, Doris.
Yes, and me
It helps
too.
with
Oh,
anxiety.
that's good. I gave you some gummies. That's good.
Yes, and then I'm as you can see, I'm a braider, and my hands, they get really sore sometimes,
Mhm.
and I put some of the cream on there last night,
Great.
and I fell asleep so fast. I didn't have after you do braids, your hands ache for a while. I didn't have that last night. I slept like a baby.
That's awesome. See, that's what I'm talking about. We get those testimonies a lot. Am I right, Captain?
That's exactly right.
And that's
Quite a
all we
bit.
can go on.
Quite a bit.
We cannot guarantee you guys. We don't guarantee, but we listen to the testimonies and we share
That's right.
those with you. But
That's right. And that story is her story.
yeah, it's not an overnight success either. I
No.
tell people, be patient. When you use hemp powered hair, give it 6 months because hair only grows 6 inches a year. And if somebody tell you they got 6 inches in a month, walk
Run.
It was
away.
a weave. It was a weave. It was a
It
weave.
was a weave. I love it. If it's 6 inches in a month, honey, you got to weave.
Yeah,
You
show
got
me where
that
the knob in the,
yaki.
show me where the knob in the back of your head so I can turn it.
Right. I love it. The knob and the belt. Boy, you went old school doll baby on them, man.
Yes, yes, the tail.
You went old school doll baby. Oh my gosh. Well, ladies, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for your time, your professionalism, your wisdom. Congratulations again, Annette. Congratulations, Doris, for the growth of your team. Listen, Doris and Annette are on fire, y'all. So
Yes.
listen, I'm putting y'all on notice now. These ladies are concentrating on making sure that their team has the most hairstylists in the country. And if your hairstylist is not on board, you better watch out because these ladies are experienced in the industry. So you better talk to your people.
I mean,
You
that's
better
right.
talk to your people, better let them know. You can connect with Doris, with your hairstylist to answer some of those questions that your hairstylist, your barber, your esthetician may ask that are professional. Listen, we hook our physicians up with the doctors group. You need to hook up your hair physician with these hair doctors, okay?
That's right.
And and let them understand how this can really assist their business and how they can assist their customers. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and call it a wrap. Want you guys to join us tonight on the Corporate Hair Zoom. We are going to be showcasing and highlighting another business partner who is using this as their grand opening. Remember, if you're a distributor here at Wakana, you can use any of our corporate groups, corporate events to showcase and highlight your business as well tonight at 7:30 Central. I'm sorry, let me put it at 5:30 Eastern, Pacific, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. DJ Dr. Roz will start off with some great R&B to get us started on a Monday. At the top of the hour is when the presentation starts. So have fun. That is Zoom in with Wakana.com. Or you can get with your leader and ask for that information. Yes, ma'am, Doris.
I just want to, again, as I say every week before we close, invite, invite, invite.
I invite.
Do not hold this to yourself. You cannot do everybody in your family. You cannot do everybody on your block. You cannot do everybody in your city. Let's share. Bring somebody to the party next week with you. Please.
Absolutely. Have a great rest of the Monday, ladies. We
Yes.
will see you tonight. Have a wonderful day.
See you
You
later.
too.
See you.